What's up, Pineal family? So in this video, I'm gonna be showing you how to propagate your rosemary and how to get tons of cuttings and tons of new plants from just one plant. You might want to do this because you just want more plants, or because you want to share it with your community and trade it at a Pineal trade station. Guys, if you don't know what a Pineal trade station is yet, welcome to the channel, because that is basically what this channel is all about, is Pineal trade stations and using nature to improve humanity. But all Pineal trade stations are these little plant stands that people put in front of their homes to trade plants, homegrown produce, houseplant cuttings, and all that good stuff. Just garden abundance. So if you're into that stuff and you want to learn more about our movement, hosting is open nationwide spring 2025. So you can go to our website, pinealgarden.com. I'll put that in the description below if you want to learn more about how to become a host and how to grow healthier and more sustainable communities with your neighbors. But back to this rosemary, right? It is super easy to do this, and honestly, once you have one plant, you really don't need to ever buy another plant ever again, unless something happens to this, unless it just dies. But even if it dies, you should have cuttings already cut from it, so you should be set. How we're gonna do this is basically like almost every other plant that we do with cuttings. We're gonna cut at a leaf node, and you can either put it in soil or you can do water propagation. Both work well. If you want to see the roots grow, water is awesome for that. So if you have kids or at a daycare, or you're just like me and you like to see plants grow, that's an awesome option. But soil will work well as well. Second thing is, you can use rooting hormone if you want to, but you do not have to use rooting hormone. It still will root, and it will still do great. There was a time before rooting hormone, and so yeah, plants will grow without it. So get your plant, get your snippers, and if you haven't already, I love to clean the snips before I go in and cut anything, because I use them on just a lot of things around my yard, and I actually use them in other people's gardens as well. So just in case it has picked up any disease or anything like that, it's a good practice to just come in here with some rubbing alcohol and clean these guys off, which I already did, so I'm good to go. Next thing that you want to do is just get your plant, and you want to cut at a leaf node. If you guys don't know what a leaf node is, it's just where the leaves come out of any plant. So like, let me cut it and then I'll show you what a leaf node is. That would make it a lot easier. This is a leaf node. You see the leaves coming out, and then you can go up one. That's a leaf node. That's a node. That's another node right there. You guys get the point. So you want to cut at a leaf node, right below a leaf node. And I don't know, this is probably about 4-6 inches, something like that is about what you want to cut. And then come in here and just strip away half of the leaves. I thought it was gonna look super cool. I thought I was gonna just strip it down. It did not work out the way I thought it was. I thought that was gonna look really awesome on camera, but did not. So strip the leaves just like this. You can, guys, use this in the kitchen. You can use it for teas. Rosemary has a lot of medical benefits, a lot of health benefits that I would do another video on very soon. You can, again, like I said, use it for teas, or you can just throw it in with chicken or meat. Really good. So let me put that. I have nowhere to put this, but let me put it aside. Hopefully it doesn't blow away in this crazy wind that we're having right now in Louisville, Kentucky. So once you have your stem, you can just, now if you have rooting hormone, if you're using rooting hormone, this would be the time to dip it in the rooting hormone and then just put it in your soil medium. I'm using compost and peat mix, but there are lots of soil mediums that you can use. You just want something that obviously holds water but drains easy. Like, that's like the best thing for so many things in gardening. You want it to hold water, but you also want it to drain. That's why I'm using peat and a little compost. Wow, it just got sunny out here. I hope that doesn't mess up the video, the overexposing of light, but there we go, the clouds are back. So I already have this pre-moistened, so all I'm gonna do is stick this all the way down right up to the leaves. Yeah, I don't really want to bury the leaves, but right up to the leaves, and voila, just like that. Now you want to keep this moist, not soaking wet, but you do want to keep it moist until it has roots. Once it has roots, then you can just treat it like you would a rosemary. You can plant it in the ground, you can keep it in a pot, really just however you want to grow your rosemary. But that is how you root in soil. Now, I only put 1 in here, but you could put 3 or 4 in here, and then once they root, just take them out and make each one into its own little planter. Obviously, if you're putting it at a trade station, you can just put them out individually. But there you go, that's how you do it in soil. Same thing with water. You want to come in here, cut out a leaf node, strip the rosemary leaves off, just like that. About half. If you do a little bit more than half, that's okay. If you do a little under half, it's probably okay too. Now, I do like doing at least half. Now that I say that, I do like doing at least half because I like having more nodes, because that is where your roots are probably going to come out of, is where the nodes are. And so just having more nodes exposed just gives you a better chance of getting these things rooted. So if you're doing it in water, you just have your water and you just take your rosemary, put it in there. You don't want your leaves in the water. You just don't want them just hanging out and getting soggy in the water. So make sure that the water level is not that high, that your leaves are getting wet. This is not. So I'm just gonna put it in there. I'm gonna make sure that this water doesn't get too just stagnant over the next couple weeks. So if I see it kind of getting a little bit icky, I will just change it. And eventually this will grow roots. Once it does grow roots, I would just pot it up in a plant and treat it like I would any other rosemary plant. That is how you propagate rosemary. You can do it so many times. I mean, you can see I'm gonna have 2 new rosemary plants. Can't even tell I even cut it. I could cut it at least probably 10 more times, and this is not even a super big rosemary plant. As it keeps growing, I can just keep on cutting. And so you can see if you had 3 or 4 rosemary plants, you can produce a ton of cuttings for your community. And if another community member is doing the same thing to another plant, they can produce a lot of whatever other plant they are producing. And if you guys trade, we can have so many plants within our community, just openly trading and sharing plants with our neighbors. And we never really have to buy plants again, almost, because they are so easy to propagate. I'm gonna be teaching you so many more propagations. If you want to see me propagate something, leave it in the comments below. Tell me what you guys want to see me propagate, and I will make a video. I'm gonna be making tons of videos on propagation this season. Guys, I will see you in a garden spring 2025. Until next video, peace out.